From finally getting an exciting new title, to Brian and Ellen getting together despite their family's disapproval, these are the new Outlander spin-off details that have been revealed.
When I'm 40, you'll be 245.
After months of waiting, or a Droughtlander as fans call it, Outlander has finally been renewed for a bumper-length Season 7. Filming began in 2023, and a premiere date was announced, but it was met with a bittersweet feeling. Because while the 8th season was also greenlit, it was announced as the final one for the beloved TV show. And while Claire and Jamie's time-traveling adventures were almost over, it also came with a bit of good news in the form of a new spin-off series, a prequel that the Starz network officially picked up. The spin-off show was previously announced to be in the development stages in August of 2022, and there's now finally an official title for the show, Blood of My Blood. The writers have already started working on the scripts for the spin-off, so the fans will definitely have something to look forward to once Outlander's done with its final season. Now, the title is meant to be a nod to the vows that Jamie Fraser made to Claire, and the fans will be excited to note that they'll probably recognize a number of faces and names from Outlander featured in the new spin-off series. The new drama is aiming for a 10-episode season, and will follow the romantic love story of Jamie's parents, Brian Fraser and Ellen McKenzie. Fans might miss seeing Jamie and Claire's romance on their TV screens, but Diana Gabaldon, the author of the original novel series, is following up on the next chapter of their journey by working nonstop on the 10th book. She claims that with Jamie and Claire, and now Brian and Ellen, there's a lot more to come in the Outlander universe, and she can't wait to share all the wonderful stories of her characters with the show's loyal fan base. Showrunner and executive producer for the new show, Matthew B. Roberts, claimed Blood of My Blood is a love story at its very core. He further explained that the show aims to explore the lengths that a person will go to in order to find love. This is all happening at a time when love's considered to be a luxury, and when marriages were fixed only for financial or political gain. Roberts is currently executive producer and showrunner for the main series as well, which is now in its 7th season. Joining him from the original team to produce the prequel are Ronald D. Moore and Meryl Davis, under the banner of their company, Tall Ship Productions. Plus, Diana Gabaldon will also be serving as a consulting producer on the new show. Now, the move to expand the Outlander universe at Starz doesn't come as much of a surprise, considering that it's consistently been one of the most popular shows on premium cable, despite crossing a 5-season threshold. President of Original Programming at Starz, Catherine Busby, claimed that Outlander's captured the hearts of its fans with each new season. With Gabaldon now working on a new chapter in the series, the whole network is excited to uncover the layers of the wonderful universe that they've built in the show, and bring the origin stories of where it all began in the first place. With Matthew, Ronald, and Meryl on board with their excellent vision and creativity, Busby can't wait to see what happens next with the new spin-off show. The Starz network itself has had a lot of success with building franchises around other shows in their esteemed lineup, especially the show Power, which stands out among all of them. While Blood of My Blood is definitely gonna be shrouded in mystery, we do have some sense of what the plot will look like. As fans of the original book series know, there are several short stories and novellas that complement the Outlander book series. But only one of these is a prequel. The book is titled Virgins and follows a young, green 19-year-old Jamie as a mercenary in 18th century France. But the author revealed that in addition to working on the 10th Outlander novel, which will potentially be the last one in the series, she's also in the very early stages of writing a prequel book. The prequel will focus on Ellen McKenzie, Jamie's mother, and Diana suggested that it'll be set way before Virgins. That's definitely gonna be interesting. Now, I'm not entirely clear on whether the prequel series will also focus a whole lot on Ellen, but it would make sense to think that the show might begin with her upbringing in the majestic Scottish Highlands. It could then move on to her courtship with Brian Fraser, how it all began, and the adventures they got up to, leading to the birth of Jamie and her other children. Sam Heughan, who plays Jamie in Outlander, confirmed that he's definitely not in the spin-off series, obviously because his character's not in it. But considering that it's a prequel, focusing on the relationship between his parents, there may be a chance to see a younger version of Jamie at some point. He also joked that given the flexible concept of time in the Outlander universe, he might just show up in a flash-forward sequence, since he's too old to play young Jamie now. Could we be seeing him play his dad? It's time travel after all, and it would be kind of cool, no? Well, Jamie and Jenny's mother hasn't been seen in any sort of flashback sequence in Outlander. But we have seen their father, Brian. That's probably because Ellen died in childbirth when Jamie was very young. And before the events of Outlander even took place, Brian was featured in Season 1 when the show went back to the day that Jamie got his scars. His poor father died of shock while watching his beloved son get brutally flogged by Black Jack Randall. Andrew Whipp played the role of Brian in that one episode, and he's probably returning for another flashback scene in Season 7. But will he be signing on for Blood of My Blood as well, to give the audience an insight into his latter years? Since the spin-off is set much earlier in the timeline, it's highly unlikely that he'll be coming back as Brian. With the difference in the time period between Outlander and the spin-off series, I don't think there'll be many casting crossovers from the original show. I mean, Sam's already said that he won't be in it, so it's safe to say that the audience won't be seeing Katrina Balfe either. But since no casting announcements have been made for Blood of My Blood yet, I'll hold on to all assumptions for now. Now, we might not know much about the plot yet, but what we do know from the OG show is that Ellen McKinsey was Jocasta, Colum, and Dougal McKinsey's sister, so all of them will most likely end up as characters on Blood of My Blood. We could even see Jamie and his siblings' birth in that environment, depending on how long the show plans to run and the timeline it'll follow. Throughout Outlander's 6 seasons, the audience has heard of Ellen and Brian's romance from their loved ones. It's from these stories that we found out Murtaugh wasn't just a close family friend secretly in love with Ellen, but also that she was never supposed to marry Brian. The McKinsey family objected to their union because marrying Brian would be scandalous, since he was the bastard son of Lord Lovett. But Brian and Ellen said to hell with their families and ended up getting married anyway. Now fans will get a chance to see the story play out for themselves in 10 episodes, and finally get to meet Ellen for the very first time. The format for making the new show 10 episodes long might be unusual because it's shorter than most of the Outlander seasons. But at the same time, it might suggest that Blood of My Blood will follow a much shorter narrative that won't need a lot of time or detail to explain itself. Plus, the network's decision to release the spin-off entirely on Starz also makes room for one more exciting possibility: having the entire season released in one go instead of one episode at a time. I mean, I'm sure Outlander fans will agree that binge-watching an epic love story at their own leisure is something they definitely enjoy. So, there you have it. From discovering how Brian and Ellen ended up together despite their family's disapproval, to finally getting an exciting new title, those were the new Outlander spin-off details that have been revealed.